Welcome to Downtime in the Apocalypse, a podcast where Ted talks and Kevin listens. I'm Ted.
And I'm Kevin.
Listeners, it's the holidays. The eighth candle of menorah has been lit. It is the first day of Saturnalia. The days of Christmas are winding down. I have no idea when Kwanzaa is.
Neither do people who celebrate Kwanzaa.
Yeah, very few people I know do. Admittedly, I'm a very, very pasty man from a middle of nowhere Massachusetts town.
I thought you were going to say, admittedly, I'm a bad Kwanzanist. Or
I was invited to one Kwanzaa celebration.
The only thing I remember from Kwanzaa is from school when they talked about like the different colors representing different things. And I don't remember much about that, but that's all I remember. And my dad making a terrible Quiznos joke. That's about it.
Yeah.
When you remember Quiznos being a thing.
Oh yeah, it's also almost the solstice. That's the other holiday.
There we go.
The Yule lads are here. St. Nicholas has come on his steamboat from Spain.
I was almost really reserved for a second, but you said come. It's late.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is actually an interesting switch.
Yeah.
So due to North Brookfield roads not getting plowed to close to 11 in the morning, Kevin and I could not record this morning. So it's 11:30 or so at night, and we're recording. And this is interesting because I'm wide awake. I just got out of work and feel like $1,000,000. Kevin, not so much. It feels like.
Well, it's gonna be a rough morning, is all I'll say. But that's fine. We both have shared either rough mornings or rough days after of long talks or whatever. So sleep schedules be damned. We're having a good old fashioned time right now.
Sleep schedules be damned. I still don't have one. Kevin, it's really hard for me to wake up before noon now.
That is a problem, Ted. In some.
Oh, it's a massive problem.
Yeah, it's a massive problem. Okay.
My sleep cycle is so destroyed. My body just really wants to sleep from 7 in the morning to about 3 in the afternoon. And that's when it wants to sleep, and it's rough.
Yeah, that feels like it'd be pretty rough. Yeah. Okay. Fair, Ted. But besides your terrible sleep schedule, which how are you? What went on with the rest of your week there? What else happened?
Honestly, not too much. Had a nice little pre-Christmas celebration with a couple people.
Nice.
And then it's just been talking to friends, planning for my vacation. I'm heading to Mississippi, the toxic swamp that the Empire troops have not held any sway in. It is firmly Starbucks country.
Well, it's also firmly Shrek country as well. So, do you want to talk about the Shrekanites?
Kevin, honestly, I've been putting way too much thought into them. You do it. Please, you do it.
Okay. So, it's funny that Ted does mention nuclear swamps because due to some radiation and some very, very huge love of the Shrek franchise, there have been people who've been calling themselves the Shrekanites. Now, these Shrekanites have only one law, and that's to stay out of their swamp.
Which I am about to go into.
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to their swamp prime, which of course is New Orleans.
Yes.
However, that's still being contested by both armies, so it'd probably be safer there. At least I'd have some support.
Yeah, I have to say, calling everyone else like a Farquadian is a little racist.
Yeah, I take
think.
offense to that.
Yeah, so if you're listening out there, like Shrekonians or Shrekanites, whatever you prefer to be called, just the whole world's free right now. Okay, there's no such thing as your swamp.
Okay, speaking of random groups that Kevin doesn't like.
Go on, Ted. What is that? What is the segue going to be?
So we have some furry feedback.
Oh, we have some furry feedback. Okay.
So I actually forgot to mention this last time recorded, but now that some time has passed, I got through some prep work. So a loyal listener of ours, who for privacy reasons will not be named.
Okay, that sounds smart.
Is in fact a furry.
Okay.
And he assigned both of us fursonas about 2 days before that recording. I have then talked to several friends of mine in that community from my earlier Rocky Horror days. I have many contacts in the general fetish community, so it's really easier for me to find these people, and had them listen to a few episodes of the podcast.
Okay.
So they 100% agreed with my friend's initial reaction to what our fursonas are.
Okay, so before you show me here, I'm gonna make some few calculated guesses. What our individual personas are.
Okay.
Okay, animals.
Yes, and they're
Okay,
mammals.
and they're mammals. Okay, I'm guessing bear for you.
So close.
Okay, and I'll guess for myself some sort of either raccoon or I'll guess some sort of other like raccoon or fox.
Okay, you're kind of close.
Okay.
You're closer with me. Now, admittedly, I am a kind of broad man named Ted that's very hairy, so it's kind of hard not to go for the bear.
Yeah.
However, the particular type of bear is something called a cat bear or binturgun, which I don't know how to pronounce. I've never seen it, but they are fascinating looking creatures. I'm going to show Kevin a few pictures.
Okay. Okay. I like the caption of bat, cat, or nope. And I went to YouTube for some reason. I don't know
God. I was getting an espresso commercial.
Okay.
Because YouTube knows me. So yeah, that's what we agreed on for mine.
Okay.
No,
what was the consensus for me? Who agreed on this?
That was from all of them. They all agreed.
Okay.
It was actually fairly easy. Honey badger. Looks fairly laid back, normally loafs around, but can in fact kick your ass.
Yeah, you know what? This is kind of turning me around a little bit.
Yeah. I'd like to thank my Council of Fur for helping me with this. They don't know I've dubbed them that.
Oh, okay. I'm sure they'll love that too, actually. The High Council of Fur.
The High Council of Fur.
That's beautiful, Ted. You know what? I can't really hate on that. So I'm going to very reservedly back away from any mentions of this, and I'll just take my honey badgeredness to, just to my heart.
Honey badger don't give a shit.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. It's the best. I guess it's just a badger, but it's the best house in, I would say, Harry Potter.
Oh no, agreed. On a similar note, my girlfriend's
Not
sister.
evil or stupid.
Yeah, my girlfriend's sister just got accepted to a few colleges, and
Hogwarts.
Yeah, how bad I wish. No, the enclave of MCLA, which is literally nestled in a mountain valley.
Oh, okay.
There's
nice.
no better defendable town in Massachusetts.
That's what I always search for when I'm going to college. That's true.
Yeah. But theirs is the mountain lion. And I'm like, okay, look, I know it's not what it is, but I will deck you out in complete Gryffindor stuff if you go there. Like 100% head to toe Gryffindor.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah.
It suited her too. She would like
that. I love that already.
Yeah.
Here's one thing as well that I do wish colleges had more of, like, I don't know, a little bit more fun with kind of how they did things. So what I mean by that is that you have like freshman, sophomore. If you just completely change like the naming conventions of like a college or anything like that, like
acolyte, novice, brother superior sort
of
thing.
I was thinking like plebeian or like
that'd
like,
be amazing.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of like transition. I would love that.
I'm not a legionary. I'm a centurion.
Exactly. I would love that so much if a college just went whole hog in that idea, just like a Ninja Burger-esque kind of thing. So I would love that.
Yeah. Well, your second year, you're suddenly you've passed all your exams. Now you're tuning.
Yes, exactly. I would love that.
That would be amazing. I would love that as well.
Yeah. Sadly probably never going to happen, but
no,
we shall see.
But that would be interesting. I would love that.
That's something more likely to happen at a clown college. But what happened to your clown college?
It closed.
I bet like when they came to close down the college, they were just like bombarded by cream pies.
So it was closer to a clown school. Like it was just a few guys. It wasn't this big thing.
Right. But it's still funny to me.
That's fair. All right, Kevin. Besides having chains of hearts, but still rubbing in my sadness.
Yeah.
What have you done this week?
Crawling in my skin. My clown college got closed down. So I've been doing is I hung out with a couple friends of mine as well. We like to do like some streaming on Twitch.
Okay, very nice.
And we got each other some gifts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I got from them a nice movie called Dark Water. I haven't seen it yet, but I plan on watching it soon. More on that later. And I got a Wii game that was about like a Moroccan monkey.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that plays like Wii maracas basically, that looks like fun. For them, I got like a few different things. One of the things is Cyberpunk
Ooh,
2077.
nice.
Yeah.
I have heard incredibly mixed things.
Yes, I've also heard incredibly mixed things, and they also took it off the PSN store.
Ooh.
Yeah, because
Ugh.
it doesn't work on PS4.
Wow, that's way worse than I thought it was.
Yes, so they're also offering like full refunds to everyone that bought it on the PSN store. It's crazy, man.
Damn, I didn't realize. I mean, look, everyone was saying how glitchy it was. I was thinking subverse between Mass Effect Andromeda and Skyrim at launch.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's way past both of those.
Well, it's just like quest people don't appear. Like it's like game breaking things, and the apparently it renders at like I don't know 420. Like it's like crazy. Like 1080p is supposed to be the thing, but it's rendering at like 420.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean not great. But I got him that for Christmas, so that was great. Along with that, I got him like two Funko Pop figures, one of like Mr. Johnny Silverhand,
Very nice.
and
Very nice.
one from the Kojima Classic that nobody talks about anymore, which would be Sam Porter from what's that game? Death Stranding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but got him that, and then got my other friend some whiskey, as called Writer's Tears. Seems like appropriate name for a whiskey, and then some really bad Wii games.
Excellent. I too have given plenty of people in the past really bad Wii games.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend of mine named Kevin as well, and I don't know why. I've just always got him horrible Christmas gifts.
Very good.
And I mean, the best Christmas gift I've ever got him was just raw meat.
Was it like still fresh? Like
no, I know. I went to a BJ's that morning
okay.
and got him a fairly nice cut of meat, which he cooked up that evening. That is the best. I've gotten this poor guy, like, I got him at one point, a penis pump package.
Oh, nice.
Which my favorite thing had thickening cream.
Oh wow, okay, so the whole package, yeah.
Yeah, which by the way, just he tried some on his hand and just made his skin swell like it had a rash.
Ah.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad he tried it on his hand first.
I've gotten this guy Furbies.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other bad ones I've given him. Oh, I did just go to a GameStop and find the cheapest Wii game possible.
Okay.
And it was the strange one where you put like a ball of mercury and you had to get it through very narrow areas without losing any, or as much as possible.
Okay. Actually sounds like kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was probably not bad, but it was $8.
Oh, okay. I bought my friend party games.
Oh,
so it's the most generic. Like they can't even. I didn't know this, but apparently that game at the arcades that you like throw the ball and it tries to go into like the three little holes.
Yeah.
Like what's that called? It's
I have no idea what you call that. Skeet ball?
I think it's like skeet ball or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
They call it like hole in the ball or something like that. Just like some really weird off-brand name. They got like darts and they got like two other things that didn't appear to be real. So there was that, and then I also got them like Kids Bop.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, Kids Bop music on the Wii. So that should be fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Other than that, also watched a very interesting Japanese film. We have a friend named like Carlo. He's been in like a lot of films. He's worked with like a tons of people. But one thing he does like to do is like bring up like obscure films, and this one was I think like Dragon 80,000 Volts is the name.
I'm liking this already, Kevin.
All right.
Tell me about Dragon 80,000 Volts.
Okay, so there's these two dudes. One guy is a person that hung out on like a like electric wire thing, right? Stand, whatever. And then he got shocked while he was on top of there. He fell off, and then he has like 80,000 volts coursing through his body, right?
He's static shock, got it?
Yeah, basically he's static shock. He has like electric powers, and he goes through his whole entire life as like some weird kind of misplaced youth who punches out people in like one hit. So he just like every time he gets in trouble, they electric shock him. It doesn't seem to help, but they keep on doing it. Either way, he also speaks to lizards, and he's part of like a lizard detective agency. And
stop, Kevin, we're watching this.
We're gonna have to. I have to find out how to get like a hold of this because
that's amazing.
There's also a dude who's half a Buddha, so he has like a metal Buddha half and like a human half.
Okay, so speaking of Christmas gifts.
Yes. Okay.
A friend of mine, Tora. Hello, Tora, if you're listening. Hope your wedded life is enjoying. Also, congratulations.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Yeah, she is with child.
Sound like an Amish person. She is with child, and soon the children of the corn will claim her.
No. I'm protecting this baby with my life.
Okay, good.
But
she's with child. Go
we
on.
We do something called Secret Child every year, which is our Secret Santa, but we had to make it sound weirder.
Okay. Okay.
Guess
fair
who
enough.
we are. You've met Tora. You played D&D with her.
Oh yes, I've met her almost everyone.
I forget how much of my.
They're not from Mississippi. I've met them probably.
I keep forgetting how much of my friends Kevin's met.
Mm.
I mean, it's possible because he didn't go over my house this year.
Well, yeah, there's also that. I've not been to your house since a couple months ago. That's about the first time.
First time, which is interesting given the 10 years we've known each other.
Yeah.
And the fact that
we live so close to each other.
Yeah. But she got me, back on topic, a wonderful DVD.
Nice.
And it was just Buddha and Jesus as roommates in Tokyo.
Oh, I've seen that show. That's great.
Oh, it was so good.
And Jesus compared himself to Johnny Depp.
Yeah, so good.
I
loved it.
Now, big thing with those kind of not religious, but like I don't know what you would call that, parody of religion, I guess. Yeah. Big thing with those is that a lot of the time they're pretty like tasteless. Like for example, there was this Comedy Central show where it was like Jesus in the Hood or something similar to that, and it was just like a black guy playing Jesus and then him just hanging out with a bunch of dudes. So
that just sounds like they were making a generic hood comedy and needed some hook.
Yeah, and basically that was it. And then they're fighting like another gang that's like Catholic, but they're not really Catholic. They're agnostic, so they didn't listen to him.
At least that's okay. Maybe honestly, that makes it sound a little bit better.
Yeah, there's some things, but it's things like that feel like a little bit tasteless that kind of leave like a bad taste in my mouth. But the Buddha and Jesus show, the animated special, I liked a lot.
Yeah, it's very cute.
It's very cute, and it's not too abrasive. If you are a Christian, like, and get easily offended, don't watch it. But
if you're that Christian, you probably should turn on TV or any electronic.
I don't know. We can talk about this later. But
also, do not watch anime under any circumstance, because anime gets weird with religion a lot of the time.
I mean, to be fair, so a lot of the times, like, you take, like, I don't know, Evangelion or any of those kind of like animes or anything, they just like take the imagery and then they don't do anything with it.
Oh no, I was thinking like Blue Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, Blue Exorcist, I was hoodwinked into watching.
Hoodwinked?
Okay, look, I was at Anime Boston years ago.
Yeah.
And they have
in your Pope costume or not?
Oh, this was pre-Pope costume. That was in my Jesus costume.
Okay.
Or it might have been my Knights Templar costume.
Okay.
I feel like it was Knights Templar because it was one of the years where a bunch of Ezio cosplayers were coming up and assassinating me.
Oh, so it's probably your Templar. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
That also happened a lot when I was the Pope. Really, I got to know a lot of the Ezio cosplayers.
Yeah. They used you as like a living prop.
I consented. It was great. You know how many pictures I was taking of me just like that?
I love you, Ted. Keep going.
All right, so, but at the Funimation thing, they just had the first episode of Blue Exorcist on loop.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for some panel or something, so I just watched it.
Yeah.
The first episode of Blue Exorcist is way more intense than the rest of the anime can buy.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
It is such a dramatic tonal shift from episode 1 to 2.
Yeah, it gets a lot more. I don't know what that term is, but just a lot more like shoujo, I guess.
Yeah, and not even particularly well written shoujo.
No, not really. There's some problems with the show.
Yeah,
there's some problems.
It's so weird.
I mean, I felt that same way about the Daredevil show, like the animated series. They had an intense first episode, and then the rest of it was so boring.
See, I enjoyed it, but I also never watched season 2 because I was told it got really boring.
Yeah, it got really boring. I did not enjoy that.
Yeah. Oh, at least it wasn't the movie.
The movie? Oh my god. We could like talk all day about bad anime movies. Remember one where like Pikachu talks? Yeah.
So anyways, I'm gonna go about what I've done this week.
Yes, please go on.
All right, Kevin. So I have done the opposite of you and have watched really mainstream movies.
Okay. Outside of recording, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. My girlfriend always surprised when I mention movies I haven't seen.
Yeah, me as well. But yeah.
So we've been watching a lot of like Disney Pixar movies.
Mm-hmm.
So first one was Monster University.
Okay.
Which is it's a movie we actually show all our kids when they're graduating, but I've never seen it. It's basically to get them to realize that, look, you may not succeed at your dream, but you can contribute in a meaningful way.
Okay, right.
You know, it's to be adaptable, and it might not be exactly how you would picture it when you're young, but you will still make a difference and do what you want. You just have to be creative about it.
Yeah, more than one path to success.
Yeah, it's a good lesson. I really think that.
Yeah.
Next one was Inside Out.
Okay.
Which was quite good. And then Ratatouille.
I like Ratatouille the best of all those, I think. Where a rat controls a human to make food.
It was actually, I'm not going to say it's bad. It was my least favorite of the three.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed Monster University.
Have you ever seen Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I like Monsters, Inc. so much more just because the premise is so good. And then Monsters University, it delves a little bit more into the premise when it doesn't need to.
Oh, see, I always like world building like that.
I guess that's fair, depending on what you want to get out of something. But yeah,
it felt nice. Made the characters seem more real.
Okay, I mean they are just giant monsters.
Yeah,
just get screams for energy. That'd be great if that was real.
Oh God, I'd have so much energy at work.
Your place would be a beacon, but also the monsters would probably get hurt.
Yeah. Oh God. We'd have to have like a safety contract with the monsters.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Besides that, Kevin, I've been going back to an old favorite game.
Oh, go on.
Slay the Spire.
Ah, yes, I do love Slay the Spire.
For the three of you who don't know what that is, it is a roguelike RPG that uses cards.
Yeah.
To go up. It's very good. Now, I have not really played it since they had the fourth character. They did a kind of rehaul of quite a few things and difficulties and everything.
And the cards, yeah.
And the cards, right when that happened, and I suddenly sucked at the game.
I
went from, I never have beat the heart.
Okay,
the
right.
Big boss, but I can always beat the Act 3 boss.
Yeah.
Then very suddenly I was having trouble getting through Act 2 sometimes. I lost occasionally Act 1.
Ooh, okay,
well,
yeah.
That was my own fault, but
well, sometimes the dice just roll back.
Oh yeah, that happens. Like don't get me wrong, there's been plenty of early game runs where I went, well, this sucks.
Yeah. How do you like the newest character?
So grew on me dramatically.
Okay.
I have played it a total of 4 times.
Yeah.
And out of the 4 times since I restarted playing.
Yeah.
And out of the 4, I've reached the stage 3 boss twice.
Okay, right.
I've basically always done one particular build with it, and it's just going back between the 2 new stances.
Yeah.
As much as possible.
Right, like the rage and the calm.
Yeah, and using a lot of 0 drops. Now, I don't normally go for the conventional style of keeping your deck nice and thin. I keep it fairly large, and just kind of use that to dilute any bad cards or anything.
Yeah, same here.
I have done the opposite. In fact, one of my better runs was when I did the opposite. I managed to get a deck with only 3 cards in it at one point.
Very good, yes.
And it was just the Watcher, the rogue one.
Okay,
and there's one called Finale, where you can only usually have 0 cards in your deck.
Yes,
It does
okay.
50 damage.
Yeah, I love that card.
And I only had 3 of those in my deck.
That's really good. That's really, really good. I love that. I think it's called the Silent, I think.
Silent, yeah. That's actually the one I'm by far the best with.
I used to love her Poison from all the time. I love that.
I just got the achievement for giving something 999 poison.
Nice. Okay.
Or not 99. Maybe it was 99. I don't remember. I just got an achievement for it though.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I don't remember the new one, but she's very good.
I think the Judgment or the something like that. Yeah.
She also has an ability, a weird divine stance.
Yeah, like Deva stance or something like that.
I don't even know what that does. I think that's going to be my next build attempt, is just try to get that.
So the Deva stance, or Diva, or whatever how you pronounce it. So the stance takes a little time to build up, but from what I've seen, it does 3 times damage, and then you get a bunch of extra energy to play more cards.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't have the downside of you taking double damage like the rage side does.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always like going for like the weirder builds, like my the fighter one. I don't know. I don't know what these things are called.
Yeah.
I love doing like either the build that everything has a downside.
Oh God, yeah.
Or like the curse build is another favorite, where you can just get a bunch of curses and get benefits from that.
Yep. I like that
I
too.
don't know why I love kind of those janky but super powerful styles. It's also why I play Magic, so maybe it's just something I like. It's also why I play D&D. So
I like the defense build on the Iron. I think Iron Man or Ironborn or something like that. Iron Rage, whatever.
Yeah, that I can't get that to work since the update.
Oh, really? Okay.
I swear, like the drop rate of certain things has just changed a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Because
actually.
like I used to be able to almost always get the relic that you didn't lose all your defense, you lost 15 of it.
Yeah, instead of losing the whole entire thing.
I don't think I've gotten that since. I've got the card that lets me do that every turn, but
like the barricade.
Else. Barricade, that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I've just had a lot worse luck with that.
Yeah, no, that's always tough. I don't like the broken one, the robot, very much.
I'm very hit or miss with that.
Yeah. No, same here.
I've done some cool things with it.
Okay.
That's another fun one where like at one point I used the thing where you can trade off your relics in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
And I got it, so I start with the dark in the beginning every time.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah.
And it really felt like I was playing a different game at that point because it became very controlling because it slowly got better with time.
Yeah.
It was very defensive, and I had these major shots I could put out rather than continuous damage or something in between.
Right, definitely.
That was actually the first time I got to the third boss with him. Speaking of the third boss, Kevin, there's one of the 3 third bosses that just slays me every time I'm using the silent.
Oh, okay. Is it? It's not the donut people, is it?
No, God, no. I can beat those things turn 2. The time eater.
Oh, that guy sucks.
I love the 0 drop or the shiv builds.
Yeah, and that kills on that.
You could look. If anyone doesn't know, it stops you every 12 things you play.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's the first or third thing you've played that turn, and then it gets stronger.
Yeah.
Actually, interesting enough, like I beat it with poison. That doesn't require that much. It's super easy with the big fighter dude, the Iron guy.
Oh yes, I love that guy.
Yeah, it's depending on your build.
But
when you're doing the silent builds, that it just sucks.
Yeah, it's all those shivs really cost you.
God, I hate it so much. So, anyways, now that we've complained about that, before we get to the movie.
Yeah, which was an experience.
Yeah. We have 2 things. First off, I made Kevin try something this week. Okra. Particularly pickled okra.
Yep, and it tasted exactly like a pickle.
Yeah, so look, I've had plenty of okra in my time. This was by far the worst okra I've ever had in my life. I'm kind of ashamed that I didn't buy a jar of this ahead of time and try it before I introduced Kevin to it.
If this is the worst okra you've had, then that okra must be pretty good because that wasn't like a bad experience.
Oh no, that was just by far. Like, you couldn't taste the okra; it just tasted like vinegar.
Yeah. So it was a heavy vinegar.
I feel like pickle is almost insulting to it because it was just vinegar. Not insulting. Like it's just wrong. It's just vinegar.
Yeah. Okay. So mislabeling that just a little bit. Yeah.
It's not right. It was very disappointing.
Yeah. No. I mean, well, you are going to Mississippi, so plenty of opportunity to get different types of okra right there, which I will appreciate when you come back. But also, I had you try a couple things.
Yes.
Yes, one of those things is the cranberry vodka that I talked about last time.
Mixed with, I think, tonic water?
Club soda.
Club soda.
Yeah.
I don't know what the difference is, but I'll take your word.
Tonic has sugar in it, and then club soda has 0 sugar and maybe a little bit of salt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This stuff is dangerous, people.
Oh, it's really good. Like if I was in college and then there was just like a giant punch bowl of this with like some club soda, then I would be so over it.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, but here's the thing though. I would honestly drink this and be confused why I was drunk.
Yeah, it does not taste like alcohol.
If Kevin just handed me to this and said it was flavored seltzer, I'd say this is very good seltzer.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'd say.
It's really, really good. I love this stuff.
It is dangerous. Not gonna lie, probably something amazing for like a summer barbecue.
I could definitely see that. Yeah.
On a hot day, this would be very good.
Oh, you know what'd be good is like some cranberry lemonade.
Ooh.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so Kevin and I have plans.
Make your world famous lemonade, my man.
All right. And the other thing he had me try was the Lindt chocolate, but it was the green tea flavor.
Yes, the green tea flavored chocolate, which sounds like
just the filling was the
yes, with the green tea. Yes.
Now, I do not like mint with mixed my chocolate. I was expecting to not like this. It was very good.
Yeah, I green tea is one of my favorite flavors of all time.
Yeah, I like green tea ice cream as well.
Yeah, we got some upstairs too. With like it's called Fresh Batch stuff. It's so good.
Yep. Oh man, that's man. But yeah, it was pleasantly surprising.
I know.
It was the exact opposite of the okra.
Not to say the okra was bad. It was not bad. It was just did not taste like okra apparently.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it was disappointing.
That's some things in life, my man.
Yep. All right, but before we go through the first movie that I've picked out,
yes,
we do have business to get through. Kevin, when I met you over here last time, I gave you a Christmas gift.
Yes, you did. Let me go get that Christmas gift really quickly. 1 second, please.
You didn't bring it down here?
I forgot to. And also, my mom moved underneath the Christmas tree, so I was worried it was gonna get smashed.
Underneath the Christmas tree. Oh, Yule. That's another holiday I forgot. Interesting enough, I've celebrated Hanukkah more this year than anything else. I've helped with the menorah lighting. Yeah, it was actually great.
Can you mention about, speaking of Hanukkah, can you tell the story about your trip?
The Jew trip?
Yes, the Jew trip.
Okay, look, so a lot of my students are Jewish. I'll get to that in a little bit after you open this, or when you're about to.
Okay, I'll let you finish.
So I have a lot of students who are Jewish. Normally more. This year we only have about 8 practicing and like 12 overall.
Yeah.
Out of like 30 kids. So this is still a sizable percentage. And a lot of our students were kind of bummed this year because normally I bring them to the synagogue for high holiday. It's always me that brings them.
Yeah.
The rabbis know me by name. I was actually disappointed when my synagogue got shut down.
Yeah.
There's actually 2 in Worcester that are very nice. But the students were like, "Hey, we should do a trip. We should go to a like a local store and get some bagels with lox. Get something traditional for the holiday." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great." And the kids started just shouting "Jew trip" like it was a road trip. And we couldn't think of what else to write on the sign up, so that's what we just wrote it as.
Official Jew trip. Bagel and lox, maybe.
But that's what we did, actually. And you know what? We went to Bagel Time in Worcester.
Oh, yeah, I love Bagel Time.
Yeah, which I did not take much convincing to get them to run out and bring me the bagels and everything.
Yeah.
They threw in one for me for free.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, it was great. We while we're there, I showed the new kids where the synagogues we go to are, which they're very close to the same spot.
Right.
Which is also next to where where the giant menorah is in Worcester.
Yeah.
They're all in what square?
It's right now. You're like Duffy Field. It's
not Tatnick Square.
No, God. We'll look this up later and talk about it.
Yeah, but they're all within like 3 blocks of each other. So like this was actually
very convenient.
Yeah, it was very, but it was a fun little time.
Nice.
Yeah,
your little Jew trip.
Look, man, a student's mother knitted me a yarmulke because they were so happy that I brought all their kids these days.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah.
Like I said, it was a fun little time, but the terminology we used was kind of funny.
I would say that at least, yes. All right,
now, we do have a Christmas gift for Kevin, or Saturnalia, I suppose. It is the first day of Saturnalia.
Okay, good to know.
Now, just to let you know,
yeah,
there's 2 gifts in there. One of them's from me, one of them's from Katie.
Oh, that's really nice. All right, I'll open it now.
Slowly work on unwrapping.
Yes. I'm guessing this is from you.
Yes. So for listeners, it is a brand new, hot off the presses copy of Nightbane. Kevin, can you open the first page?
Okay, I shall open the first page. And it's signed?
Got it signed.
You are insane, man. That's amazing. What's your Morphus? I love you so much, Ted. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You are an insane man. Please talk about this for a second.
So This actually, there's only two ways to really get a signed copy of anything from Palladium. One is going to them or meeting them somewhere. The other one is through their Christmas grab boxes, where you can buy something online and ask for autographs. And you can also request really strange things. So back in like 2008, when I was uh, listening to their very early podcast, Gateway to the Megaverse, they were talking about a picture of like deer that they've had around, and I asked for copies, and they gave me two of them with a caption. But on the back cover, it gave the owner and primary writers, like, he has a picture of him with Eric Wujek, who is another prolific, I should say, Palladium writer who had died earlier that time.
Yes.
And it's a real picture. It's a photograph. Like, this was like digital printing everywhere, I mean, to a large extent. So I have one of the very few actual photos of him and one of his best friends and coworkers.
That is amazing, and I also do appreciate that the SpongeBob dog tags.
Yes, that's the one from Katie.
Yeah, and this is gonna be very useful in case I get shot by, I don't know, some unknown forces.
The Shrek.
Yeah, maybe the Shrekanites. Who knows? Yes, when they try to take back their swamp.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's probably the weirdest thing. So actually, the Palladium Deer is a digital printout, and the Eric Wujek and Kevin Simiera photo is in fact a photo.
Yes. Okay. Which is the weirdest part of that, really.
Honestly, if it was the other way around, it'd be so much better. Why did he give me?
That's a really good question.
This photo.
I mean, he's a fan.
This was 2009.
It was a soon to be fan. Please try this, by the way.
Oh, he's having me try Fire Cider, which I actually quite like.
Okay.
I've not had this particular brand. Not bad.
I also like this too. I had the family try it, and they were all gasping for breath afterwards.
Yeah, my friend Sean, I had him try Fire Cider once.
Yeah.
He nearly vomited.
That's what we call a weak constitution, my friend.
Yeah. He does not like apple cider vinegar in general.
Apple cider vinegar is great. Yeah. It's not like Dr. Oz where it can cure everything, but it's pretty good.
All right, one more quick detour before we start.
Yes.
All right, so.
Is it about Dr. Oz?
No, it's about Fire Cider.
Okay, bring it on, my friend.
Me and a few friends used to all the time run a Pathfinder game set in a world called Pure Steam, which is a kind of a steampunk version of Pathfinder.
Yeah.
It has its own world. It uses a map of the United States, and like areas, interesting enough, like changes it quite a bit.
Nice.
So like Canada is mostly controlled by literal hobgoblin Nazi woman.
Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, you can make so many jokes.
You could make like a Sarah Palin joke. You can make like literally anything.
Yeah, it's so easy. And except for Quebec, which is run by dwarves. The United States, the East Coast is basically America. Then there is the...
I'm glad we're still living.
Yeah. But then there's a few other countries, like closer to the West Coast. There's basically the Mormon Empire.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. There's also just the Aztecs.
Okay, as you do. Yeah. This reminds me a little bit of Shadowrun.
Yeah, no, it's presented differently.
Okay, right.
But I can see how you could get that.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't like the Americas broke apart, just we used the same map and this is what happened.
Fair enough, okay.
It's very good and interesting, but at one point, they're in the capital city in their criminal enterprise because I can't run D&D without it becoming Shadowrun. Like, they had a warehouse, they had their own newspaper. It got bad.
Or good, and it depends on how
hilarious,
you look at it.
But at one point, they were hawked Fire Cider by this kobold who used it as a cure-all, and he offered the first drink free, and you could see if it had effects.
Okay.
And then they're like, okay, yeah, we'll try it, I guess. It's like, are you sure? And then I pull out a bottle of Fire Cider and pour shots from all of them. And like, put your money where your mouth is. If you drink this, so do your characters.
Yeah, I love it. I love that, Ted. That is amazing. This actually looks like something a kobold would make, by the way.
Yeah, so the Fire Cider he had me try has a dragon that's also a chili pepper breathing fire.
Yeah, and it's also called Bubonic Tonic, which I feel like is a great name.
Yeah, especially for this year.
Yeah. I didn't think about that till right now. Just if it had like a giant, like like those pictures of the COVID.
Yeah.
Just like a giant COVID picture on there. Oh, speaking of drinks and everything, one of my favorite things we ever did in D&D was come up with a what was it? It was a gnome Keela.
Gnome Keela.
Yes.
Which in that world was fermented from a cactus, so I do believe.
Yes.
But we made what it is. There's actually still a decanter of that at my house, several years old at this point.
It was also the only time Ben ever gave us inspiration, I think.
Yeah, he did not give inspiration that much.
No, he was very, very finicky about that.
Yeah, really, he should play a different RPG than D&D. I feel like that. I mean, he made his own hack of it for that reason, but I feel like he'd like other RPGs better.
I don't doubt that. It's just everyone learning that new RPG, especially being Justin, it would be the problem.
Justin's Kevin's brother. He can make fun of him all he wants.
Yeah, he's also. I've talked about him before. He's got those mutant pimples on his back and everything.
Poor guy. He has a child. Oh, he has 2 now.
Yes.
Oh,
where do you think the pimples are?
So I knew his wife was with child, but I did not know it.
That is by far the funniest thing. I don't know why.
Kevin does not like or really likes my terminology a lot of the time. For example,
well, you say it to be weird is the thing. You say that on purpose just to be odd.
See, I didn't the first time.
Okay, but now it's okay.
Well, now I know you have a reaction to it. It's obvious I'm going to.
Well, of course.
We had 2 characters at one point who were frenemies in D&D. And my character referred to him as his bosom chum. And Kevin did not like that term.
No, I did not like that at all. I hate that term. That was really not a great term for me.
All right. So, Kevin, I think we've stalled long enough.
Yes. Let me go grab a no Hatton really quick.
Oh, God, we haven't talked about what Gnome Keela is.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, so it was 3 parts, I believe.
Yes.
So the first bit, grenadine.
Yep, as you have.
Way more grenadine than you think you need.
Yes, very true. And then after that was gin.
Gin.
Yes.
Now, you want the most piney gin you can find.
Something that just will hit you in the face like this Christmas tree on my mom's floor.
Yeah. But, by the way, when you're looking for a piney gin, everything lists is like least piney gin.
Yeah, like, no, it's almost like it's a deterrent.
Yeah. Like, no, I want the most. And then the last ingredient was lime.
Yep. And you mix those 3 together, and then you have one of the worst tasting things I've had since the Assumption.
We'll talk about the Assumption some other day.
I think you talked about that before.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't actually mind it that much. We did determine that, to get not the best taste, but we thought was the appropriate taste, we used basically the entire bottle of grenadine. Like, it was way more grenadine than it was alcohol.
It was like trying to cover up the pine needle, but also at the same time, you got the strongest pine needle possible.
Yeah, but I think that was appropriate, though.
It's like 2 contrasting flavors just headbutting you in the face. It's like orange juice and milk. Just like, it was not great.
If you want it really good, add more lime.
Yeah, the more lime, the better.
Yeah. It was kind of like, I went to Cuba a few years ago, and they drink Cuba Libres there.
Oh, okay.
Which is just a rum and Coke, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But the proportions are way different.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so if you go, bring me through a rum and Coke. Like, how would you make that?
I would say, like a third rum, and then I would go, like, the rest Coke.
Okay, yeah, it's way different.
Oh, okay. Is it 2/3 rum, and then...
So, you want... it's mostly rum. It's like it's maybe half rum at least.
Oh, okay.
But then you add way more lime juice than you think. And it's not Coke with 2 shots of rum and lime.
Yeah.
It's rum and lime with a shot of Coke.
Oh, okay, like a splash.
Yeah, like the Coke is you add a little bit. It's probably closer to a quarter.
Right, just so you have some fizziness.
It's way more rum and lime than you'd expect.
Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
God, they're so good. Also, they come in juice boxes there, which is the best thing ever.
They come in juice boxes?
In Cuba, there is rum juice boxes. So one night, I was bored and couldn't sleep, so I went out on the town and I just followed the locals.
Okay.
And I hung out with a few of them, and yeah, they got me a juice box for like $1 of rum, and I drank it. I was like, okay, this is good. Then they're like, oh, this is our favorite though, and it's a rum and Coke in a juice box, and they come in normal juice box, what we think of,
Yeah.
and then like pint juice boxes.
Oh, like the supersized juice boxes. So you remember like those things from your like when you were a kid, like the barrels?
Yes.
The fruit barrels things. I'm guessing like taller than that.
Yeah, about the same width, but about 2 of those high.
Okay. Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, just of Cuba Libres, which is also how they cheer. They say Cuba Libre, Cuba es free. So it's very easy in bars to like cheers and then accidentally order a drink, or to order a drink and suddenly everyone in the bar starts like very patriotically Cuba Libre.
Right, all at the same time, and then there's one guy who's like Cuba Libre, please.
Yeah, Cuba was quite fun. Also, way more free than we gave it credit for. Also, way more culturally close to America than you'd think.
Well, yeah,
but
distinct.
So here's the thing. This is why it's so that the United States, that god awful country that has now fallen and was replaced by the glorious Dunkin' Donuts empire.
90% Dunkin' Donuts empire. There's still some other resistances going on.
Yeah, but
not that I want to name them.
However, I'm suspicious of Kevin now.
What? I didn't say it. I said I didn't want to name them.
However, while the United States embargoed them, Canada didn't, and they built a ton of resorts there.
Yeah,
and they're wonderful.
Okay,
and it just kind of got to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, America didn't do this, so it's less competition, so all the prices are lower, so they have their own Miami.
Yeah, have you ever seen like Italia?
Italia.
Yes, the one thing I didn't like about Italia was the when they go to that island and then they see Rome. They did that like 10 times.
Italia was weird.
Italia was very weird. It was and they had like one of those like scenes in there where they have like Canada and Cuba hanging out, just like being friends, and then America's just like jealously watching over by the side.
I've traveled the world a decent amount.
Yeah.
I'm often surprised how accurate Italia is.
I know, right? It's like it's kind of crazy.
It's like it's like all the time. It's like, okay, ha ha ha. That's like, that's pretty much right.
Yeah, it's fairly accurate. You remember like the thing with like the condoms, like Russia and America and the condoms?
I do not remember that at all.
Oh, okay. So the thing they did was they in the show they the president told like America to order like a certain size condom from Russia, right? To kind of show that like, oh, we're this big, eh? And then the Russians like look back and like, oh, the condoms are that small. So it's like stuff like that.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Russia is he is by far the tallest character.
Yes, because he's like the big, giant, goofy giant, gentle, goofy giant,
yeah.
I should say.
Canada looks exactly like America, but is invisible half the time.
Yep, no one can see him. Yep, I also love that. And then Prussia is in there, which I think is just great. Just like the evil Germany.
That was such a good show, but so weird. Like, it was of its time.
It was of its time. I like the you had to even have like the relationship between like Japan and Greece, which was interesting.
Yeah, so it's such a like. If anyone who doesn't know, it's an anime where all the countries represented as characters. The episode's like 5 minutes long. And
like every country has a persona, or a persona.
Yeah,
basically.
Persona. Oh, I actually like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting. It's very goofy, but then occasionally it's like, wow, this is really good cultural commentary.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the main character, this is one of those weird things where it's like, you couldn't do this outside of Japan.
Yeah.
The main characters are just the Axis powers.
Yeah, and they're like the good guys. According to like in like to the show.
That's like really weird.
And what I love about that too, like what I so love about that so much is that Germany and Japan are just dragging Italy along. It's just like Italy is bungling every single thing they could possibly do. And it was so funny.
Much like World War II.
Yeah, just like World War II. Italy is just like...
there.
Yeah, it's like, well, we don't have any other allies. Oh, Italy?
It's not wrong, though.
No, it's not wrong at all. Japan and Germany are the competent ones, and you have like the third stooge, Italy.
Like I said, surprisingly accurate cultural commentary.
Yeah, about right.
Hell, at one point, Japan tries to make like weapons, and then makes one, and then miniaturizes them, and puts them in different colors, and makes them collectible.
Yes. Oh God, I love. Yes, they have a gotcha system. I love it.
It's like it's accurate. It's better than it should be.
Yeah, it's better than it should be, and I would say if you haven't seen it, then
Oh, yeah, go watch some Italia.
yeah, watch some Hitalia. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
But you know what we did watch?
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Martians. Santa Claus. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so in the tradition, we watch the credits.
Yep.
And the opening theme is the same as the credit theme. And they sing it Santa Claus.
Yep. Even though they spell it Santa.
And they spell it out explicitly, Santa Claus. But in this world, it's important to know everyone knows Santa Claus is real. I don't know why there's so many Santa deniers nowadays. I mean, who else would have slapped Arius in the Council of Nicaea?
Yeah, no, that's a fair statement. Yeah.
Who else controls the Yetis of the frozen north?
Yeah.
Who else has sacrificed his own eye on the tree of knowledge?
Well, who else also posted that weird picture of like Sultan Peter on Instagram and then got banned almost immediately?
I don't know what you're talking about. No, seriously, I don't.
What is that?
Zwata Pete.
Zwata Pete, sorry. Posted on that. Posted a picture of him on Instagram and then got banned.
Did someone do that?
Yeah, in this world, yes.
Oh, okay.
Just like in real life, where if you say simp or on Twitch, you get banned immediately.
Say what?
If you say simp, you know what that means?
No.
How about incel? That's another word that got banned on Twitch.
Never mind. I'm not going to go through censorship debates in this. It's too late, and I'm not drunk enough, or possibly I'm too drunk.
We could fix one of those two things.
Damn it, my coat's upstairs with all my nips. All right, so in this world, Santa Claus was real. Everyone knows it. The news is reporting on it.
Yeah, and the news is something I wish existed in real life.
Yes. So, as we all know,
very factual.
Yeah, the United States had god awful news. I mean, the fact that the idea of fake news exists is bad. But even if you're trying to get accurate news, it was always skewed. Like whether or not they're trying or not, it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
bogged down by opinion.
Yeah. One of the reasons why democracy has always failed us. However, in this world, it is very much exactly what's happening right now to the best of this ability, as briefly put as possible, to then give you more information. It was.
I don't know if they had Amber Alert back then, but like apparently they had something better where they could just like report on a child missing for like an hour.
Yeah, that's way better. I mean, we talk about phone. Imagine if every news went, this kid is missing at this description as of this last known location.
And also Martians are attacking Earth.
Yeah.
That would be uttered in the same headline.
Well, they didn't have the little things underneath. It was exactly one guy. It wasn't this weird attention diverting thing.
Yes.
It was one guy quickly, factually, and accurately telling as much as he could.
No fluff stories.
That's exactly what needs to happen. It was great. I wish we had that news.
Yeah, you know what? That's like the that is the news I would hope for in some sort of utopia.
That is utopian news. That is really what you want in a news broadcast.
If you want to take one thing out of this film, it's copy that form of news. That's what I say.
Yeah.
The more boring and plain it is, the better.
God. Okay. Real world. So coronavirus is coming.
It's coming down our chimneys.
Why did I say that?
I don't know why you said that.
The coronavirus vaccine is coming.
Okay, better.
And I wanted to know what the side effect rates are.
Okay.
God, did it take forever to find out the rates.
Yeah, okay.
And I got every horror story.
Yeah.
And then eventually I found the actual numbers. Oh, that is reasonable.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, oh yes, well actually most people have pain in the site.
Yeah.
You'd expect more than you would just from a jab, but
Yeah, inflammation.
Yeah, what you'd expect. And then 3% of people get other symptoms that are not normal symptoms from a flu vaccine or something.
Right.
Which is honestly something I'm willing to take, because even the bad ones.
Yeah.
It's well, yes, but this person also had a pre-existing condition or blah blah. There was nothing in it that made me worried.
Yeah.
God, did it take me forever to find that. It really took forever to find out.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great that they hide information under the veil of fear?
Look, I just wanted one of two things.
Yeah.
It was either just the percentages.
Yeah.
Or at least they say oh yeah, 5 people have these symptoms after. It's great. Out of how many?
Yes.
Actually, I guess those are both percentages. Yeah, just give me the percentage.
Yeah, just the numbers. I don't care about anything else. Just tell me the numbers, please. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, I'm not good at math, but I'm a very number-driven person when it comes to that. I very much like hard data.
Well, hard data can't give you, like, an opinion. You form your opinion from the hard data.
Yeah.
So
I just want that. I want goddamn numbers.
Yes, let us go with that, please.
Yeah, which this world has. However, despite the admitted excellent news, some of the Earth programs are, about children playing and all that, and even the existence of Santa Claus is being reported on, and it's being beamed into space, which, of course, is how aliens found out Earth existed
in the first place.
Yeah, which I mean, as we all know, Austria learned the hard way about that, but
yeah, and then from watching the Jersey Shore, they destroyed that part of the country.
And thank God.
Yeah, you know what? I don't miss it.
Yeah, no, frankly, honestly, aliens. I mean, I kind of liked Austria, but it kind of evens out with Germany. Not Germany. Still think Italia. New Jersey. There we go.
Yeah, that evens out.
Yeah.
You take the good, you take the bad, and here we have.
Yeah. So the Martians are watching these programs, and the kids can't stop watching it. They won't eat, they won't sleep. They just want to keep watching this really factual news program.
Yeah, and they won't take their food pills, like the chocolate ice cream pill, or the banana split pill, or the cookie pill. They just won't take them.
No, they just keep wanting to watch these news programs.
Yeah,
that's the only show they show. Like, I'm assuming there's other things they're watching, because they're learning how to play and everything. And they're talking about Santa Claus and how they're getting gifts and toys and everything.
Well, Santa Claus, yeah.
But they never actually show the kids watching that.
No, it's really weird, because back then, like, how many channels did you have?
Like 3.
Yeah. So you're watching the news, or maybe a John Wayne film.
Yeah, which if they showed some John Wayne films, and it wouldn't be that hard.
They probably think that's what Earth is like.
Yeah, at which point you're like, I think you just watch it as a cultural study sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe perhaps
there'd be some academic value to that.
Yeah, actually, you're very right. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah,
but
no, apparently they're just watching the news and learning how to have fun from it. I've said that like 7 times, but it's still the weirdest
just watching the news. Inconceivable. Nobody watches the news anymore.
And these particular children happen to be the scions of the Grand Chief of Mars.
Yes, and he's the leader of the Council of Mars.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is wondering why all the children are like this. So he gathers his council and goes to the fire swamp to seek out an 800-year-old Martian's wisdom.
The original Shrek-onian.
The original Shrek-onian. Get out of my fire swamp.
The children want to laugh and play. Now get out of my fire swamp.
Yeah, so apparently the children just get knowledge beamed into their heads, and by the time they are able to walk, they're basically adults.
Yeah, so they have no time for a childhood.
Yeah, and apparently that's what's causing the problem here. We don't know how long that's been going on, though. Also, all the Martians wear antennas on their heads and are in green face.
Yeah, they are in green face. The Shrek-onian thing is getting truer and truer.
God.
Yeah.
The Shrek-onians have a base on Mars.
I knew they always wanted to expand, but the fire swamps of Mars Delta. Jeez. All right. Well, we know what we have to bomb next, I guess.
Alternately treat with.
Yeah.
They just read the New Jersey, so I think we can make a treaty.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Fair.
I will beseech the princess. By the way,
I never miss my Uncle Vinny.
By the way, people have been wondering whether or not I've been saying princess or princep, and the answer is both, and both positions happen to be held by the same person.
Yeah, so in case you're wondering about that.
Yeah.
I want to clear that out.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I'm assuming we're getting some listeners here in Brazil or something.
Oh, that.
I don't know why anyone would be asking that question that's a loyal citizen.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, they're kind of hard of hearing in Brazil for obvious reasons. Yeah, so let's not talk about that. But
but after that, they go, okay, I should say that Chief Martian, who, by the way, has pretty much complete control of this council, though there is one dissenter.
Yeah, there's one dissenter who has a mustache, so you know he's evil.
Yes, it's that era of black and white films where you know someone's evil because of a mustache.
Or like Star Trek, where you go to the alternate dimension and then
evil Spock with a
yeah,
goatee.
yeah, he's got a goatee. That's how you know he's evil. That carries through every culture, really.
But he doesn't want the Chief of Mars to go to Earth and bring Santa Claus back to Mars. He thinks it's a fine way of of having the culture now,
Yeah,
and we don't want their proud war society to be corrupted by play
and toys
and fun.
and yeah, can't have that.
Uh, but he doesn't really have authority, so they get in their
He
spaceship.
has zero authority.
Yeah, despite being like one of the leaders of Mars.
I guess that's more of like I don't know. Maybe he didn't get voted in. It was just like a ancestral line.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, I mean, I don't think Mars is a democracy.
No, probably not.
I mean, it seems like too functional society for that.
Yeah. Cutting words, Ted. Good.
The Empire allows democracy on a small scale,
Very
and
small.
frankly, that's where it should be.
Yeah, it's a very small, limited scale. I agree with that. Yeah, I don't wish for the old days.
Getting worried about Kevin's loyalty.
No. I'm a proud Duncanist. So let's not talk about this.
At least you're not one of those people that Okay, look.
We'll edit this later.
Yeah. Look, me and my father have this tradition where you look at the International Space Station whenever it comes over.
Yeah.
And of course, now, right before the apocalypse really hit, SpaceX took over for resupplying it.
Yep.
And now, of course, the followers of Oracle Musk, or High Oracle Musk as they put it, have taken over the International Space Station. And I'm just glad the Empire has outlawed this silly religion.
Yes, I mean, we shouldn't look for alternatives to the Duncan Empire, however legitimate they may seem, and advanced, and well, I mean, we're going a little bit off topic, but so let's put this talk of Musk away, high priest Musk, but let's put that talk away and talk more about the Martian movie.
Yeah. So, now there's one other Martian that we need to talk about.
Is it the slave?
Droppo.
Oh, Droppo.
So Droppo is
the stupidest man on Mars.
Yeah. So, and he might actually be. They even say you're the laziest and stupidest man on Mars a couple times.
Yeah, lie a lot.
And for some reason, he is the personal assistant to their head chief, and
must be related or something. I would have to think so.
There might be casts. I think I feel like that might be it.
Yeah, there's definitely a cast.
Because there is just one other guy that's working for the evil one who's very similar.
Oh yeah, he's almost like exactly the same.
Yeah, except more angular.
Yes, good old Droppo.
He's an idiot, and he keeps napping everywhere. And he snuck aboard the spaceship, sleeping in a compartment full of wires.
Yeah, just like the radar cabinets or whatever, just sleeping in there.
Yep, they find him out, and they bring him along because they don't really have a choice because they're not going to turn around.
Yeah, no, he's there.
So they get to Earth, and they zoom in on just a random city.
Yeah,
they're just trying. They don't know where to start looking.
I think it's New York or something.
New York, Chicago. It's a major American city.
Yeah,
and one of them goes, "Hey, I see him.
The man they're looking for, Santa Claus."
Yes, he's on the corner. It's like, what are you talking about? He's sitting on a bench. It's like, what are you talking about? And they realize very quickly that there seem to be Santa imposters. They don't understand why. So what do? They go outside the city, land their ship, and find two children, brother and sister.
Well, beacons of knowledge.
Yes, I don't remember their names. It's like Jack and Jill or something stupid.
It's something forgettable. It's like Tommy and Jane or something.
Generic Earth children names.
Not like our sophisticated Martian names. So
Droppo.
Oh, because he always drops the ball. I get it.
Oh. So maybe it's a title.
Oh, that's actually, yeah. Maybe he was destined from birth. Like, they saw how stupid he was, and they're just like, we're changing your name from, like, Gromar to Droppo.
Yeah, that's how the society works. When you get your adult name,
it's from your deeds as a younger... Oh, God.
You go to the fire swamp and the elder pronounces your name.
Can you imagine, like, him hooked up to the learning machine, and he's just, like, picking his nose?
Yeah, just imagine error messages.
Nothing to connect to. Nothing to connect to. Your connection is not valid. Yeah.
So they go to the children, find out that Santa Claus lives in the North Pole, and then they kidnap them.
Yeah, and funny thing too is that they're kind of against it at first, and the children are very, very like trusting a little bit too much, I would say.
Yeah, I guess this. Oh, look, this was the era of time where people didn't get kidnapped; just children ran away a lot.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is one of those things where if you look at like old records, there's a lot of people who go like, "Oh my God, nowadays like people are so terrible, so many sexual predators." They've always been around. You just heard about them now.
Yeah, which is scary in a very different way.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
and they might be Martians.
yeah. Frankly, I'm glad we now hear about them because now we have Amber Alerts. Though
Yep.
in this movie's universe, frankly, those are irrelevant because everyone will know about it within an hour.
Yes, and we don't even know who reported on it because
report
just satellite imagery.
they were
I
just
don't know.
in the middle of like a field or something. I guess their parents noticed they weren't there from dinner or something.
I guess, and then they reported immediately.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So then they go to the North Pole, of course, because the kids told them where Santa is.
Yes, and while they're doing that, Droppo, the ever lovable idiot, shows them around the ship and just shows them everything that they need to know about how to disable their radar system. So there's that. And once they land down onto the ground there, Droppo hides them inside the cabinet he was sleeping in for some reason.
Yep. Well, because they were supposed to be in
the cell. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
So the kids then escape the ship.
Yes, very easily.
Yeah, it does not take much. It takes the Martians way too long to figure it out.
Yes. I mean, the only one that figured it out was the bad guy.
Yeah. Now the kids run. I don't know where they think they're going.
Santa's workshop, I suppose.
Yeah. Now, of course, they don't meet Santa yet. They instead run into possibly the best practical effect in history, a polar bear. Which, Kevin, it took you a moment to figure out how bad this polar bear was.
So here's the thing. I just saw like an image of like a polar bear head, and I was thinking like, oh, okay, so that's how like the evil Martian guy got scared off. Okay, they're just gonna show that, and they're not gonna show it again because it'd be stupid if they showed like something really terrible, like some budgetary limit that they had. And then it was apparently a fursuit, so it was literally a furry.
And not a particularly impressive one at that. I've seen
No.
way better. I've seen way better.
Very underwhelming. He would get like a 2 out of 10.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're going for individuality or accuracy. Either way, it's 2 out of 10.
Yeah, 2 out of 10 in a lot of ways.
Price is probably 8 out of
10. Yeah, I would not doubt that.
Now, the kids hide in a little tunnel and manage to wait for the polar bear to go. But then the Martians, to find them and Santa Claus, release their giant robot.
Which looks like a giant toy robot.
It is. Look, imagine a bad 50 sci-fi robot. You just imagine this robot.
Yep, it's exactly like that.
Yeah,
to the T.
You can't make this up. This might be worth. Well, I know it's not, but this is like the archetype.
Yeah, this is literally what you would imagine a robot. It's got like the silver body, and it's got the square boxy kind of complexion,
Yep,
and
is.
Yellow robot eyes, or
Yeah.
red, I forget which color.
So, you'd really hope that this robot would fight this polar bear and you'd have some low-budget Power Ranger action.
I was really hoping for that, and then Ted quickly corrected me.
No, that's not this movie.
Yeah, Kevin, you wanted some fun? No. Why did they even bring up the robot? Because it doesn't come up ever again.
Oh, it brings up because that's what they used to, one, grab the kids, and then two, bring them, that's what they used to try to take control of Santa.
Yeah.
So they used the robot to break down the door to Santa's workshop.
Yep. Which they could have easily done, really.
Yeah, they could have just opened it.
Yeah, that too, yes.
And Santa then begins inspecting it, and his magic just immediately turns it into a toy. No, visual effect happens, but apparently he's just a toy now and won't hurt anybody.
Yeah, he just looked at him for 5 seconds and oh, you're a well-built toy, and then he turns into a toy, I guess.
Yeah, which is the only bit of magic it's one of the 2 instances of magic that we hear about Santa Claus.
Yes, later on in the film. Yes,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we'll get there.
So, the Martians then take out their freeze rays and completely freeze 2 elves.
Yep.
And when I say freeze, I mean the actors just don't move.
Yeah, they just try hold their body positions as best they can, and they're still moving, but they try their best.
there was an anime, Trinity Blood.
Oh yes, I know that. Yeah,
it happens to hit all my. It's post-apocalyptic vampire Vatican. It just happens to
hit all three of your likes there.
It's really weirdly made for me.
Okay,
Hellsing is another one. It's not quite as good. I like
Trinity Blood is better.
Trinity Blood is better, though. I think like it's more to do with my taste than it does the either one's written like quality.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But wow, I'm just way off topic. Yeah, Trinity Blood's very similar. I don't even know where I was. Oh yeah, there's one guy in that with had special treatment on his arms and legs.
Yeah.
So all the ambient like motion you have with your hands,
right,
stopped.
Oh,
and that's
okay.
apparently like where you burn. Like it's some. I looked it up. It's some ridiculous amount of your energy is just from the uncontrolled like little tremors of your muscles.
Oh, okay.
And like just the fact that he could individually contract and move all of them at will,
yeah,
gave him like a ridiculous amount of power.
Okay.
But you move a ton, just little by little.
Right, and you don't even really notice it because
no.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. I didn't. Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
It doesn't really come up in the anime, but it does in the graphic novel and the
manga. Okay, where you explained a little bit more.
The graphic novel, the light novel.
Light novel. Okay.
Which
gotcha.
is probably the best version of that show, actually.
Well, graphic novel would be the manga.
The light novel. One of the very few times the light novel is really good. Sometimes the light novels are just garbage.
Oh God, I gotta tell you about Final Fantasy X. They have like this terrible light novel.
Oh God.
Where she meets up Titus on an island and he blows up and his head talks to her. It's great.
Well, see, I'm talking about light novel. I mean like light novel adaptations of it.
Yeah. No, I see.
So,
yeah,
for example, I had to watch a show called "Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?" It's an anime.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. You also said you hated it.
Yeah, I actually watched the rest of it.
Excuse me.
It got way better.
Like, oh, okay.
It's still hammy and clearly for a younger male.
Yeah.
But it was way better than I thought it'd be.
Okay, right.
And season 1 actually ends on a very interesting cliffhanger.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But at one point from the convention, I bought 2 got 1 free, and I could only pick from a few free ones. So I picked up the first one.
Yeah.
In light novel form. God, it was awful.
Oh, okay.
But like the problem was just like what would have been like just kind of a recurring like feeling or expression on one character about like kind of like I wish you wouldn't change this much, like so much. And it just been an expression or maybe an inner monologue for 3 seconds became 2 paragraphs.
Oh, boo. Boo. Boo earns.
Yeah, it was awful. So it's back to this amazing movie instead.
Yes.
So Santa Claus eventually goes to them after they freeze not only 2 of his elves, but Mrs. Claus, which he comments this is the first time she's been quiet for more than a few seconds.
So very, very passive aggressive.
See, he didn't seem to mind it though. He says that, but he doesn't say it with any malice or anything.
No, but he says it with like such wonder. Like it seems like passive aggressive a little bit to me.
I didn't get that, but also the Santa Claus is very weird.
Yes,
he gets weirder. That being said, must admit he looks the part.
Yeah, he definitely looks the part, and he also has a paladin-esque aura of fun, I guess.
Yeah, no, he has an aura of fun.
Which I guess the evil Martian just constantly makes like saving checks against him.
Yeah, so they bring Santa on board along with the children, put them in the cell, and as they're there, the evil Martian wants to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
So he shows them around and puts them in the airlock.
You know what this reminds me of is Event Horizon. Just like when he's like trapped in the airlock. Wouldn't it be like an amazing film if they like the same thing happened to their eyes? It's like Event Horizon.
That would be amazing. Oh.
And Santa Claus is technically immortal, so whatever.
Yeah, we don't really know much about this world Santa Claus.
Well, he also shows his other amazing feats of magic.
Yeah, so they see the air vent, which, by the way, should be sealed because they're in the air duct about to be ejected.
Yeah, should be sealed, but whatever.
Apparently not.
No.
It just makes a much smaller and more explosive vacuum.
Yes.
But because there's an air duct, Santa can bring all the kids with him through the air duct.
I mean, to be fair, I guess his bag would also have to go with him when he goes down
chimneys. That's true.
So I guess he has some sort of aura that can shrink down things as well as him. And he does tell about that story about him going down the Queen Anne.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, the kids try food pills, and they're not a big fan.
No, I wouldn't be either because it's just I don't know even how that would work because you don't get like the flavor from that. You just get the
Do you chew it?
I've seen the guy do it like drop out.
Yeah, he chews them.
I don't know. I don't
Because
like.
he's like, "Nom, nom, 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 nom."
Oh yeah, yeah. This will take too long, and he just starts shoving pillows down his stomach.
That's later on when he
That's
tries to
later.
fatten himself up.
Yes, by eating a bunch of chocolate cake pill, overdosing on chocolate
Can I
cake.
say this is the exact opposite way food has got? It's now gone to much larger food.
Yeah.
With less calories.
Yes, that's the interesting kind of dichotomy right there.
I don't know why sci-fi has went, oh no, we're going to make it so you only need to have a pill to eat. The opposite's true. No, we made it giant and just filled with nothing.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that's how like we evolved food, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite of what they thought in the 50s.
Well, there we go. Yeah, they had so much more imagination back in the 50s. So regardless of that, we get Santa Claus saved himself and the children.
Yes, Droppo did his only useful thing in the movie and told the lead Martian about this.
Yes, he did.
That before the evil one could just shoot them or something.
With his little drop gun.
His
little pop gun actually.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah.
So apparently it just freezes people, which is mainly an interesting weapon.
I mean, there's also a lethal setting apparently.
When did they use that?
Well, I mean, I think they said like one statement earlier on, like we're not going to kill anybody.
That's right.
Set your phasers to stun. Except they didn't say that.
They said set your weapons to freeze or something.
Freeze, yeah, something like that. But yeah, so there's that. And then bad guy goes to jail, as you do.
Yep. And then Santa Claus gets to Mars, and he's introduced to the Martian children and the chief Martian's wife, who, by the way, is very much a 50s housewife.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
It's weird how similar that part of the culture is.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have the live-in Droppos like they did back in the day, but, life changes. You have to adapt with the times.
It's still so weird.
You're live-in slave.
Like she's smiling and green, like she's like a Stepford wife, almost exactly.
She looks more to me like a wasp, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. It's Martian wasps.
Oh God, that'd be great. They're in all the fire swamps. Those Martian wasps talking about 50 Shades of Green. Oh, that's great. So they go back to Mars. The children seem to be uplifted. The Martian children.
Yeah, they love it. And,
they have the most awkward laughing fit I've ever seen.
So and Santa Claus laugh. Okay, look, it starts out charming. It gets weirder as it goes, and I'm sure it's because the actor has to keep up the laugh for a while.
Yeah,
I don't want to say it sounds malicious, but it definitely doesn't sound right.
No, it sounds like anything anything that's sort of charming. Like if you keep on maintaining it, right? Like let's say a guy opens a door for a lady, and he just doesn't stop opening the door and just keeps on watching, that whole time. It turns from charming to really creepy in 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Something like that, something that is nice or kind in general, but if you go on too long with it, turns into something very creepy very fast.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it. But Santa gets his own workshop.
Yeah.
It's all automated.
Yeah. You don't need any Chinese slave labor. So that's a big plus. Or elf slave labor. But you do still need child slave labor.
Yeah, the Earth children help him, as does occasionally Droppo.
Yeah.
And by the way, in case you're wondering how much labor is in this factory, very little.
Yeah, very little. It's just carrying a crate of toys to one place to another.
Yeah, and reading off a list on 2 dolls.
I would like to think that this giant, well, not even giant, this Martian race, right? There's only 5 families, and that's about it.
That's the council, it's just all the males.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a male-driven society, so you got the patriarchy, and then
a really engrossed one. It is weird.
Yeah, I mean, and the most ancient and sought-after advice is from the ancient Shrekonian, and he's living in his fire swamp, and he can disappear in a poof of smoke.
Oh God,
he has magic. Technically, he should have been Santa Claus, but
yeah, that's a very good point, Kevin.
Yeah,
he could have just done it.
Yeah, he could have. He's just lazy.
He'd rather be enchanter Tim from Monty Python the Holy Grail.
Oh, yes.
Just, like, give weird, like, rapturous, like, expressions while giving decent advice.
Yeah, that's about it. You'd rather do that.
Maybe there'd be, like, a side movie where, like, it's him guarding the gates of hell or something.
Oh, like some really epic backstory?
Like, he's, like, the coolest character, but we don't get to see that.
No, we don't.
And
but...
some, like, assholes bothered him about on his day off. And he's like, we're going to fucking Earth.
It reminds me of, like, I saw, I forget what the name of the film is, but it's like Rulers of Egypt or something like that. And they had, I believe, Osiris, like, fighting against the night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like this giant alien ship where it's like going through like space and fighting back the night so it can bring in the sun. And it's just like I like to imagine that's what he's doing.
Yeah, something epic and like vital.
Yes, like he has to do this, otherwise the world gets consumed.
Yeah, he's just sick of people bugging him, so send him to Earth.
Yeah, basically. Tell him to take Santa Claus or whatever. He's like my cousin. It's fine.
Yeah. So, Santa is not happy with his new life. Frankly, he doesn't find pushing buttons that interesting. He'd rather have his legion of elf serfs
do it for him.
It's really,
I don't get to hear the machine complain. It's not the same.
I don't know why he finds this so much worse. The toys are functionally identical.
They are. They're exactly identical, which I guess Martian children like human toys. They don't have their own toys.
Toys
so
are pretty universal.
I guess.
Look, I feel like if you give, no matter who you are, if you give a small child a truck toy, they're probably going to enjoy it.
I suppose,
it doesn't matter if they've seen a truck. I think it's just rolling it, and in fact, that's like kind of cool looking.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this just like a little bit, but I think like all children have sort of like a god complex. When I mean by that is like you take like two action figures and you start like smashing them. Or,
children,
like...
have you ever played The Sims?
Well, I mean,
there's entire genres of video games.
Well, it gets more complex as you get older.
So does everything else.
Yeah, no. I agree. Yeah. I don't like The Sims personally. I think it's kind of boring.
Yeah, I go really back and forth.
Okay.
Like right now, you couldn't pay me, but there was a few times where I like really got into it.
Oh, okay.
And then a friend of mine, Kevin, actually, at one point, decided to like make all of his friends and Sims
as Sims. Okay.
But he got like it was in the new version of Sims, and he had all the expansion packs, and like you could kind of put it on auto mode.
Oh, and just let them live.
Yeah, basically, he likes Big Brother quite a bit, and basically he made his own version. But, he had me just like, and it was just interesting because like the way he made the house was quite big, and he put all his friends in it, and I just lived in the attic.
Okay, nice.
Which I thought about right, and I remember that I really liked
pancakes. Also kind of accurate.
I really liked pancakes. It was like there was like a couple drives that were just different than most people.
Right.
And like mine was make the perfect grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay,
which
nice.
Also seems about right.
Yep.
But then he decided that for me, my life was too mundane in this, so he designed a child NPC that lived in the attic with me, who was just evil. Like had all of his things just evil, and so I named this child Pussy Destroyer 69. But he did this for like a couple of weeks, and then he showed me like, oh yeah, and here's you, and here's Pussy Destroyer 69.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
Your living evil counterpart.
Yeah, and look, you can go downstairs, but you have your own entrance. I'm like, yeah, go back to why do you have me living with an evil child? Given what I do for work now, it's almost prophetic.
Oh God, it is. Oh, dude, he stole your hat again. I hope no one takes your...
Okay, so I'm currently wearing a Dunkin' Donuts hat right now.
Yes.
3 kids tried to steal this today.
Today? Wow, okay.
This is the first time I wore it to work.
Okay, yeah. You gotta keep that safe.
Yeah, oh, man. So, with Santa Claus being sad... Hard segue.
With Santa Claus being sad.
Yep, the evil Martian escapes from prison.
Mm-hmm. And who's our favorite guy who gets captured in his place and tied up?
Droppo.
So
Droppo wants to be as popular as Santa Claus, and he likes wearing his little outfit. So he steals a Santa outfit and tries to look like him. So he puts on a fake beard, which for some reason is just there.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And at first he tries to fat himself by eating all those food pills.
Yep.
But then he realizes this was taking too long, and he just stuffs himself with pillows.
Yep, as you do.
And gets kidnapped, thinking he's Santa Claus. And
Yeah, oddly enough, they don't notice the antenna on his head.
Yeah, he's still wearing the Martian antenna helmet.
Or his green face.
Yeah, no, they're very race blind, those Martians.
Yeah. Maybe their eyes work differently.
That is a way better explanation.
Yeah, maybe maybe their eyes just work different. Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
have compound eyes.
Yeah. That would explain a lot.
They just have like a veneer that looks like our eyes, but they're really compound eyes underneath it.
I love this lore that we're adding to this. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, we're telling a way better story than this movie is.
No, we are. The bear was just somebody in like a fursuit.
He was actually trying to help the kids.
Oh yeah, he was reaching for them, like trying to get them out of the snow.
He's like Inuit though, so he doesn't actually speak English.
Oh God, yes, and he's trying. Oh, okay, I love that. I love that idea. Or it's like two elves in like a fursuit,
Yeah,
and they're just trying to take them to Santa.
this is what they do on vacation.
Oh, they're going all natural. That's their combined persona. Or they got lost on the way to the Halloween party.
Oh my God, doing a Halloween Christmas party.
Oh, that would be really fun. I love that idea.
Sounds like we need to do that next year.
Yes. When do we host it though?
Christmas. We all dress up like it's Halloween.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're right.
Man, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I would love that. That'd be pretty great.
Yeah, you have some Halloween stuff. You everything's cinnamon flavored, and you have like hard cider. But then at the end, you open Christmas presents.
Yeah, that sounds like a great day.
God, we need to do this, guys. Everyone, this is This is like the best idea we're gonna come up with, possibly for the rest of our lives.
Arguably, yes.
Like, just do that.
We need to make that a thing. But let's go back to the movie.
Yeah. So, Drapo is held prisoner, and they put up a radiation barrier to prevent him from going.
The radioactive curtain.
Yep, that's what they call it.
Yep.
And then the evil Martian presents his demands to the Chief Martian about returning everything to the way it was.
Yep, as you do.
But of course, he's saying it like he has Santa Claus hostage, but the Chief just saw Santa Claus.
Yeah, he has Drapo claws.
Yeah, but the Chief figures out very quickly.
Yep.
And the Chief just punches out him and his evil
lackey,
evil Drapo.
Yeah. Yeah.
What Drapo?
Yeah, it was like Simpo or something like that.
You simpleton.
Yeah.
And just like put him in a closet and just like hold him up. But now this is where I have a criticism of the Chief. He stays in the closet.
Yeah, he doesn't like lock the closet door and just like stand outside of it.
Yeah. So if I were going to do this, I would close the door, back up 10 feet.
Yeah.
And just point my gun in the general direction of the door.
Yep, and then just go from there.
Yeah, if they run out, what are they going to do?
Yeah, they don't have any weapons.
Yeah.
So here we are. Interesting thing.
Oh, please continue.
Yeah, interesting thing about that in general. I do like he goes inside with them, and then there is a very carefully placed snowboard. Which, what are they going to use the snowboard for?
We don't know what the weather's like in Mars.
I don't. I know there's a fire swamp, so I'm assuming there's not a snow swamp.
There might be. It's all just different types. It's like video game levels plus swamp. There's a candy swamp.
Oh,
there's a lava swamp.
There's a molasses swamp.
There's a molasses swamp.
I love that idea. All right. You know what? This world seems great.
That's what Mars is.
Yeah.
It's just different swamps.
It's all my swamp. But
oh my God, there used to be epic civil wars between the different type of swamp people.
Yeah, and then they have different like evolutionary traits depending on what swamp you're from, and they have different like counters to each other.
Yep, and then they started inbreeding with the people of Earth, so we now have Earth swamp people,
Oh.
and they look like Shrek, and they even have the green skin.
Oh yes, and those special antennas because like the antennas
organic.
are yes. Okay, see, this all works out perfectly.
One second, I need to find out what time it is. Oh yeah, this is about the right time for this. It's 11 in the morning.
Okay, yeah. It's the witching hour. What's the witching hour like?
It's 3.
3. Okay. Oh, that's why all those 3 a.m. challenges are a thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about those?
No.
Okay. Look up. I called the boss baby at 3 a.m.
No. 3 a.m. is like when your body temperature comes the lowest.
Okay. Right.
Like the deep REM sleep. It's also the funnest part of the day from the crucifixion of Jesus is one of the earlier explanations for this.
Okay.
Because
Right.
he apparently was crucified at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh. Huh. Did not know that.
Yeah, it's oddly specific.
Yeah, that is very oddly specific.
I'm assuming some Vatican Council figured that out at some point, so don't take that with a very large grain of salt.
Pink Himalayan. Oh.
No,
I learn something new every day.
It's not from the Himalayas. Don't buy that. Like, don't buy that.
Do you think, like, if they have a low stock, they say, I ran out? Thank you. All right.
So, the evil Martian eventually breaks out. It doesn't take very long.
Yep, hits the snowboard, gets the gun out of the chieftain's hands.
Yep. And Droppo also escapes.
Yes.
I forget how.
So, okay. Because Droppo is a Martian and not Santa Claus, he knows how to work the nuclear curtain, which I guess kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he's just like an idiot, but that doesn't mean like the technical knowledge being into him doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, like that's still, like, they're programmable, but it's just, like, he's just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So he rewires it or something similar and manages to escape, and then goes back to the workshop where he fights evil Droppo.
Yep, and wins.
And wins because good always defeats evil.
That's it. That's the only reason.
That's fine. But before that happens, it's like the most disturbing scene in the movie, Ted. And I'm talking about when the evil Martian goes inside to confront Santa Claus, the real Santa Claus.
Yeah, and the movie takes a dramatic tonal shift right now.
Takes like an acid trip for a second or two.
That's a way better way of putting it, actually.
Yeah.
So, the kids in Santa Claus, really just the kids, actually, and the Martian kids, too. It's not just the Earth kids, it's the Martian kids.
Yep. They're all filled with joy.
And just start throwing toys at him, and there's bubbles everywhere. And, like, toy soldiers, very small ones, just start marching.
Yeah.
And playing bugles. And there's no explanation about that. And there's, like, weird shots.
That's also Santa's magic, I'm supposing.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Like, look, it's an acid trip.
So here's the thing too, Ted. Let me present you a situation, and I want you to, just think about this for a second. So, there's a evil man that runs into the same room you are in. He has a gun. You don't know whether or not it's lethal or not, but you do know there's a lethal feature on this gun that can kill you. But either way, so you and your band of, let's say, 4 children decide to send a band of 4 children and start having them throw things at the man that's armed with a gun. Okay. And you are so lucky the man with the gun did not shoot a child.
Yeah, okay, look. So, initially, if there's a guy with a gun, the initial instinct of chuck something at him is not bad. If it's followed by, and then leave the room immediately.
Yes. Okay. But instead, you choose to... This is all coordinated, too. It had to be coordinated. But,
like, Santa doesn't do anything.
No, he just laughs.
There aren't any adults in the room besides him. It's just the 4 children chucking things at him. Well...
Or blowing bubbles.
Yeah. We don't see them blowing bubbles. There's bubbles.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's how I would take out an Ard man.
Yeah, it's very strange.
You know what this reminds me of is... there was this commercial where it's, like, the most powerful flashlight in the world, right? And if somebody's in your house and like an armed robber, you can shine the flashlight in their eyes and disorient them. And it's just really that's your plan, eh? Just taking this flashlight and shining it in their eyes and hope they leave.
Yeah, no, I think there's cruise ships that or like not even cruise ships. I think some are cruise ships, but like some like cargo ships.
Cargo ships, yeah, okay, yeah.
That have to do with pirates and such.
Yeah,
but also because of like different legalities with weapons.
Oh yeah, so they have to. Okay.
But their version is way cooler than that.
Okay.
And it's a different sense. They basically have these things that look like turrets.
Yeah.
And they just shoot very concentrated, incredibly loud sounds.
Oh.
So like it's incapacitatingly painful, and you will be deaf for hours afterwards.
Sonic Warfare.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. But let's
perfectly legal.
Yeah, perfectly legal.
And way better than chucking toys at someone.
Or having tiny soldiers just slowly march at your feet.
And do nothing.
Maybe he stepped on them accidentally.
That would be way too much credit for this movie, Kevin.
Yeah, you're right.
So, they do that. Eventually, the Chief Martian comes in and takes him away. But the kids want to go home.
Yeah, they're homesick.
And so does Santa Claus, because the good kids of Earth still need their toys.
We don't know like what the timetable for this is.
No, apparently it's still not Christmas, but we also don't know. Like, okay, look, it had to be like December is the only thing because there's the Salvation Army ringers.
Yeah,
that's all we have for time frame, though.
Pretty much, and then there's always the looming threat of it being close to Christmas. But
yeah, But they apparently have just enough time.
Yeah.
And they agree to send Santa back, but they're like, but we need a Santa here. And then Drapo comes in.
Wearing his full Santa getup, and he's able to fool other adult Martians into believing he's Santa.
So clearly he'll make a fine Santa Claus here.
Yeah, and he can push a button.
Yeah, he can reprogram a radiation curtain. He's qualified to be Santa.
You know what? Kinda, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, he probably is.
Probably is. So, I mean, it's not slave labor, but it'll do.
Yeah.
Whatever works. And then the movie triumphantly ends on them leaving back to Earth on a Martian ship, with or without a Martian on it. I'm not entirely sure.
Hopefully a Martian. I don't know if they know how to pilot it.
I don't know either, but Santa Claus has a lot of talents. Maybe that's one of them.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the movie. Now, there's a couple things we need to just go over about the movie before we talk about our feelings. First off, we talked about the news earlier.
Yeah.
Here's some specific examples. Like, apparently, the United States recognizes that there is a flying saucer.
Yeah.
Immediately contacts the Soviet Union, who say, no, we're equally confused about this.
Yeah.
And then, like, scrambled jet fighters. And we get some amazing B-roll of just
a lot.
Fighters.
We got a lot of that.
3 minutes of it straight. But it's just very nice, very factual, very punctual reporting.
Yeah.
The Amber Alert equivalent for the kids goes up very quick.
And one of my favorite lines in the movie is we have our space people working around the clock. We were going to have them do 6 months of testing. 9. They are going right into space, going right to it.
As soon as Santa Claus is kidnapped,
yeah,
Earth is readying a task force to get him back, which would have been a way cooler movie.
Would have been a way cooler movie if I'll talk about this in a second. But one of my favorite things too is like, what kind of astronaut wouldn't go and try and rescue Santa Claus? And implying that they all celebrate Christmas, so no Jewish astronauts.
This world, Santa's real though. That changes a lot of things.
That does change a lot of things.
We can literally point a camera at him. You can talk to him if you want. He speaks very good English.
Yeah, he does. He does speak very good English.
Like that if there's just magical toys that appear in your house once a year, that changes your perception of reality.
Yeah, he's very relatable.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it okay, let me ask, in like a post-apocalyptic world like this one, like ours?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be like the scariest thing in the world if you went to sleep and you woke up and there was stuff in your tree?
Yeah, that
would be like terrifying.
Like, it'd be terrifying for about 5 minutes until like I got the courage to open one and make sure it's
not a bomb.
Yeah. After that, it's like, ooh, taffy.
Ooh, hunting rifle. All right, thank you, Santa.
I mean, as a person who has got a shotgun for Christmas.
That's fair. Okay.
My parents have woken up to me going on Christmas Day once.
I love that sound. It's great.
It's a great sound.
It is.
So yeah, Kevin, in this utopian world where the disciples of Shrek stayed out of Earth swamps and stayed on Mars.
Yeah, as they should.
The news.
Stay on Mars. Hashtag stay on Mars.
Build a wall around Mars. Build a wall and make the Martians pay for it.
Dude, that would be amazing. Like a giant space wall, just encompassing the whole planet. They don't get any sunlight anymore, but whatever.
Not our problem.
Not our problem. Make your own artificial sun.
So Kevin.
Yes.
How would you rate this movie?
Okay. So this is tough. I would rate it. I would rate it 7 Dropos out of 10.
Oh, that is way higher than I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I did have some problems with this movie. I think the B-roll of the military
that goes on way long.
Yeah, it goes on for a very long time.
1 minute of that would have been fine. Really, 30 seconds of that would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have been fine. You could just literally cut off most of that and be fine. But the rest of it is fun, enjoyable, bad.
Yeah, so this is the first time I picked a movie.
Yes.
This is the type of bad movie I like watching. Basically, if it's on Mystery Science Theater, I probably like it.
Yes, very true. Speaking of which, have you seen Turkish Star Wars?
No.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, so I think next time, which Kevin and I will meet and record, which will be next year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, technically, yes. It'll be next year. Next year. Yeah.
I think Kevin has a movie picked out, though. Honestly, I'm still wondering if he wants to mix things up and pick out RPG.
We'll get back to that,
Yeah,
but I wanted to watch a movie that Andrew requested that we watch. And
okay, I'm okay with that too.
yeah,
Admittedly, Kevin, the one reason I'm asking if you would like to pick an RPG is I don't know which RPGs you've played that I haven't introduced you to or played with you.
okay, that's true. Well,
Are there
yeah.
any?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, that brings that.
I don't think so because you played so many or know of so many.
Well, it's not that it's not that I haven't. I've played it
Oh,
already.
like we played with me.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
have I not played with you or even introduced you to it?
Oh, that's a fair point. Okay.
I don't know if there are any.
There is one I think we could have like a probably fun time with. But that depends. We'll think about
We'll talk. Either way, it's going to be something of Kevin's choice next week. I don't particularly care which. It won't be next week. Probably it'll be in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I have to go to the Swamplands.
Yes, you do. Duncan Speed.
God, I'm not looking forward to this.
No, you are not.
One of these days, like I work at a school.
Yeah.
Vacations are supposed to be what we look forward to. None of it. Look, the first vacation this year, virus hit. We did not know if we were going to have our jobs.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Another one was just canceled.
Yeah.
We had 1-2 week break that was real.
That's nice, at least. Yeah.
That's it. Like normally we get 8 weeks off,
which is awesome. Yeah.
Nice time. Sometimes it's more than that. It's somewhere between like 8 and 10.
Which is good.
And none of my breaks have been relaxing in any way, shape, or form this year.
Well, hopefully that gets better. We shall see.
We shall see.
But, Ted, what is your rating?
I agree with yours completely.
All right, 7 out of 10 dropouts.
Yes. I have seen this movie about a dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
It is sort of a Christmas tradition that I make some new watch lists. My students might be watching this tomorrow, actually. I very much enjoy making them watch bad movies.
Tradition.
That is not a bad movie. That's an excellent movie.
Yes, it is.
Also, if you have to read the book...
I have not.
Okay. Tavia the Dairyman. It's a collection of short stories. And it's about this scholar who meets Tavia, and then Tavia goes on and describes it. And Tavia is as rambling and sidetracked as he is in the movie and how we are now.
Yeah, okay. We can relate to that.
Holy shit, is it a depressing story. Like, his life just gets a little bit worse every chapter. Like, the movie, Fiddler on the Roof, does not end on a particularly bright note.
No, not really. But this is even harsher than
oh my god, they're all alive? No, that's supposed to be his only living daughter that's exiled with him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see.
It's dark.
Okay. Well, all right. We can talk about this later.
Yep.
But thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you enjoyed our mad ramblings, and I hope you all have a nice, happy, and safe holiday. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, I'm sorry.
And scene.
And we're done. All right. Goodbye, everybody.